Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Sabrina Daly.
And I'm Isani Cayetano. Good morning.
Good morning, Isani. It is a wet Wednesday.
Indeed it is.
Oh my gosh.
Now, waking up this morning and there's water all around is a good and a bad thing.
Yeah.
Good because I won't complain about my plants.
I
They were
know.
thirsty for a while. They're getting all the water, the natural rainwater that they need.
But
That's
the
one.
muck. Yeah.
Yes, well, I don't have to worry about the muck, thank God. But for other persons who have to, navigate their way to school or work in the puddles of water and the muck on their street, if they don't have cement street, thankfully our Belize City Council has seen it fit to continue with the concretization of streets around Belize City. So once you've gotten your street cemented, then you're in a good space.
Yeah.
If you haven't, well, good luck to you in terms of driving to work, riding to school, walking home, and all of these things. Good luck to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I took the drive from Boroboom this morning and I was a little bit late, my definition of late, because I'm always early, but I did not realize that it was raining that hard last night or early this morning, and it was even raining coming to work this morning as well. So for persons that are about to head out on the roads, certainly take some caution because it looks like it's going to be a wet one. And we did expect it. We spoke to a forecaster yesterday, and they let us know that we would be expecting a tropical depression. So I believe that is currently what is upon us. And it also looks like we might be continuing this way, maybe for the rest of the day. But we're going to get some updates from them a little bit later in the morning. But Isani, let's jump into our What's Buzzing segment. As you know, we always try to bring up topics that are currently trending either online or in the newscast. And I know there are two main things that we would like to discuss this morning. Yes. Perhaps we could start things off with one of the stories that we shared yesterday. I believe it was an exclusive with a Minister of Blue Economy and Civil Aviation, Andre Perez. You were able to get an exclusive candid interview with him to talk about several different topics, but one of them being the situation that took place a couple months ago.
Yes. Okay, so here we go. I was in San Pedro yesterday on a special assignment, separate and apart from the tragedy that befell the Rodriguez family on Sunday night, Monday morning. And, our instincts as journalists is that when we see persons of interest who may be able to assist with stories that we're working on or to allow us to be able to follow up on stories that we've aired. So it's in that context, right? I'm in San Pedro, we're driving past and I happened to see the Commissioner of Police, just to give some context and some backdrop. So I happened to see the Commissioner of Police, and he is in San Pedro because of the same triple murder that occurred late on Sunday. And it's in that moment where I'm waiting to speak with the Commissioner, the area representative for Belize Rural South, Andre Perez, approaches. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, this is a 2-for-1 moment. I could get Chester and I could get Mr. Perez, right? And, what I found interesting, strictly from a professional perspective here, is that when I approached Mr. Perez, he wasn't shy or standoffish, notwithstanding the scandal from a few months ago. And I explained to him you know, exactly what it is that I wanted to do in the context of an interview opportunity, which meant that I intended to discuss exactly what happened in San Pedro from his point of view as an elected official.
Right.
And of course, it also meant that I needed to follow up with him in respect of the scandal itself. Now, I could understand that for some it would be somewhat of a sensitive or a delicate issue, but the job is the job and questions need to be asked, you know. And so I took the opportunity to be able to follow up with him in terms of his personal and professional life and the developments thereafter in respect of the scandal. And so one of the key things that he mentioned is the fact that, you know, the leave of absence, albeit forced upon him based on what transpired, has afforded him an opportunity to spend more time in his constituency. This is what he's saying. So he's been to Keycarker, which is part of BRS, and he's also on the ground in San Pedro, meeting with residents and, you know, tending to their needs and what have you. And naturally, the question that follows is, you know, if there has been a conversation as to whether or not he will be reinstated, you know, as the minister, perhaps not in that same capacity as Blue Economy and Civil Aviation, but as a minister of cabinet, you know. And so he said, while assurances have been given, a date for his return is yet to be penciled in, so to speak.
I wanted to ask just a quick moment. I believe I saw him at the last Cabinet House meeting.
At the House meeting, yes.
Yes.
Not cabinet.
Yes.
There's that separation between, you know, being a member of cabinet and being a simple area representative.
Okay.
Right? So he's not at this point a member of the cabinet, which is essentially reserved for persons with ministerial portfolio. He's an area representative. So yes, he was at the last House meeting and he did present on matters that are relevant to Blue Economy and all of those things, right? He was the substantive minister before all of this. So yeah, it's nonetheless, so he's on the ground dealing with these matters and things. And another part of what he was saying is, look, I admit that I did wrong by my family, you know, no man is perfect. And so his family has also been able to provide the support that he needs in this time that he's facing. But beyond that, you know, there's a woman who brought an allegation against him. We have not been able to speak with her to get her side of the entire ordeal and how she has been dealing with it from her end. And in the middle of it is perhaps a legal matter. You know, if
An
this
investigation.
if this was taken to court with either a charge or you know, an investigation being launched into what actually took place, then he has to respond to that from a legal point of view. So that was also part of what I was able to discuss with him as well. You know, and so he maintains that his story never changed, and his lawyers are, you know, working in his corner to defend that position. And as I'm saying, you know, from the end of the person who brought the allegation against him, I'm certain that she too has lawyered up and perhaps has her own case to fight with respect of that matter. But finally on that, the other thing that to me was somewhat surprising, right, is that he said openly, my constituents don't so much care about my personal life as they're concerned about getting things done on the ground. So while he is beleaguered by this scandal, his people still want to see him performing his duties in that particular constituency. And
As they should.
Yeah, and so he drives around town in his golf cart, and it's a normal day. He waves his constituents, you know, they wave back and chitter chatter. And it's interesting, I'll say that much, because while we here in Belize City or elsewhere in the country might think, oh well, this is someone who hangs his head in shame, it's quite the contrary when you see it on the island, right? And so those are my observations, and like I said, you know, I was given that opportunity to be able to ask those important follow-up questions, and that's exactly what we did.
Do we know the status of the investigation? I understand that was to be carried out in the Office of the Attorney General.
Yes, that's an excellent question. We haven't heard anything from the government. You would recall that it was from the Prime Minister's office, essentially, that the initial statement was made where leave was granted to Mr. Perez to sort of take a hiatus from cabinet. But we haven't heard anything from the Attorney General, who was tasked with looking into this matter to see if there was any illegalities committed on either end enough to warrant charges or what have you. That's well over a month. The period initially given, from what I understand, was within a month. We're several months behind and we haven't heard anything. I don't know, and I wouldn't want to cast any aspersions. I would hope that they're not trying to sweep it under the rug and make it quietly go away. And if that were the case, then we as the media, we need to hold their feet to the fire. It's about accountability, right? And so that's where I stand on that. So the other reason, the primary reason why I was on the island yesterday is because we're working closely with Belize Electricity Limited, and we will be premiering a new segment in our news tonight. It will be a bi-weekly documentary series, similar to how we have the five-point breakdown. Right? We have a new segment that we will be debuting tonight called Bringing Energy to Life. And so I was in San Pedro yesterday, and we were with two amazing employees from BEL, I'll say that much. We have Emmanuel Petch and we have Khalil Enriquez, and they're part of the corporate communications department. And so we're putting together this piece where we're explaining to our viewers why it is important for them to understand how electricity is generated, how it's distributed, how it's consumed, and what have you. The premise is that persons ordinarily flick a switch and boom,
and we don't really question
at your fingertips. Yes, you don't really question it. So we're going behind the scenes a bit in depth, but in an explainer fashion, where we're showing you how things come to life in terms of the power and in terms of the energy and the electricity that ultimately reaches our homes, businesses, wherever we're consuming energy. And so that's what we're doing.
I want to know, and perhaps this might be a question that you have asked, but how do we plan to bring into conversation the topic of cleaner energy and solar energy?
Yeah, renewable energy.
Yes, renewable energy.
Yes, that's also scheduled for one of the episodes, right, where we'll be looking at renewables and how BEL is looking at this particular transition. Because I say transition because, you know, we're still, for the most part, consuming fossil fuel energy. But there are all these other sources. You have wind, water, you have sun, you know. So it's all a part of that discussion that we will be having in the weeks to come.
Nice. Well, I am certainly looking forward to it. So as you mentioned, it will be a bi-weekly feature, and it airs, the first one airs tonight in our newscast, and we're certainly looking forward to it. So I imagine we'll be having several topics like this. That's kind of like a docu-series that breaks down different topics, very similar to our 5-point breakdown, but more extensive.
Yes.
Got it.
There
All righty. Well, definitely look forward to that. Alrighty, well, we are going to jump into our weather forecast. And Asani, we've been talking about it. It's quite a wet one outside. So we will be getting further information from the National Meteorological Service. What we do know as of yesterday is that a tropical depression was upon us, and that is why we've been experiencing these showers. But we have with us forecaster Wellington on the line to give us the update for today. Good morning, forecaster.
Good morning. Good morning.
Alrighty, what can we expect as it relates to the general situation this morning?
Okay, guys. So we have moist and unstable conditions over us, and we'll continue to see cloudy skies to the end tonight. We'll have some outbreaks of showers and thunderstorms, and even periods of rain. That will be around the country for today and tonight.
All right. I know that we were talking about a tropical depression yesterday. Is there any watches, advisories, or warnings for us?
Okay, in terms of that depression, it has dissipated. So we just have the remnants of it supporting this moist condition over us. But for today, we are having winds out of the east and northeast, 10 to 20 knots, higher at times due to heavy showers or thunderstorms. So we have choppy to rough seas, and we have a small craft caution in effect. We also have a severe thunderstorm watch at this time, and we also have an excessive rainfall watch.
Okay. What kind of temperatures can we expect today?
Along the coast, 84 Fahrenheit, inland 88, the Maya Mountains 75. Overnight temperatures 76 along the coast, 70 inland, and 66 up in the Maya Mountains.
And do you have a general outlook for Thursday?
Okay, Thursday and Thursday night, we'll continue to see showers and thunderstorms around the country, but the bulk will be affecting the southern areas.
Alrighty. So overall, it looks like it's going to be a wet week.
That's right.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much, Forecaster Wellington. We appreciate the information, as always.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Alrighty, there you have it. It's a wet Wednesday. But definitely just try to keep yourself as safe as possible, especially on the road. As Forecaster Wellington mentioned, we will be expecting some showers through to the rest of the week. We will be experiencing some heavier winds as well. And of course, some increase in waterfall and rain waterfall. So it might include some slight flooding, but you want to prepare yourself for that. But we're going to move into our eye opener this morning. And as you know, our eye opener is taken from DailyOn.com. And it goes. And we will be moving into our show lineup instead, simply because we will be saving our eye opener for a little bit later in the newscast. Our show lineup this morning is we have 4 segments on this Wednesday, and I'm certainly looking forward to every one of them. Starting things off, we will be joined by Dr. Dorian Barrow, who will be talking to us about the history of East Indians.
Our second conversation has to do with an upcoming pop-up fair that will be hosted by the Radisson. And so we will be having 2 sales and marketing executives joining us for that conversation.
And in our third segment, we will be talking to a new artist in Belize who will be talking to us about his journey as well.
And our fourth and final conversation this morning, it's all about the Super Sale Anniversary Edition. And so our friends from the Belize City Council will be joining us to talk about it and to promote the upcoming event.
And we know City Council always does it big, so I can't imagine what's going to be taking place for anniversary. But we're going to find out a little bit more about all of these conversations. But first, we're going to take our first break for the morning. And when we come back, it's all about Galen's research talk of East Indians of Belize. Don't go away.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
Here you go, babe.
Thanks, babe. How did it go? Good?
It was good.
Girl, I think it'll get hard out there.
I think I should go close the window.
Don't let this happen to you. At Design Depot, we have Oran windows, exactly what you need to weather any storm and keep you safe. With Oran, you get strength, durability, and security. Oran features a strong double latch that closes securely, all at an affordable price only at Design Depot. With Oran, you'll always be safe.
After a rough week of school, Jake and his friends decide to treat themselves to frozen coffee. And since they don't have cash on them, they decide to use eCash. With eCash's geolocation feature, Jake can easily find the nearest coffee spot. With eCash's built-in option to split bills, Jake can pay the bill and his friends can reimburse their portion of the bill. Jake scans the merchant's code and confirms payment. Jake then views his transaction history and taps on the transaction recently made, then taps the Split the Bill button where he selects the Evenly option to evenly split the bill. The application splits the bill automatically. His friends receive and accept the request. Geolocation and splitting the bill via eCash makes Jake enjoy his digital lifestyle.
My name is Julio Saki, and
my name is Eliadora Saki.
And we are in, like I'm saying, in my center village, and this is where we make our chocolate. Started working with Dad on the farm because my dad had a small citrus farm. And I told him, listen, I'm going to work with you. I'm not going to go look for a job anymore. I can't get a job. Then that was doing very well. But then I wanted more. We started to show people how we make chocolate traditionally, locally, not with a plan or any intention to become a chocolate maker. They wanted to say, can you take chocolate home? Where do we buy our chocolate? I want this take home. It's like, where can we get it? And then I had to refer them to other people that were having chocolate for sale out of the villages. Like, and I said, you know what? I'm going to do chocolate making. And I started asking, how do you do it? Where do you do it? Nobody wants to help me. I joined the Toledo Cacao Growers Association as a member, and then joined them as a board member. But before becoming a board member, there was this opportunity for members to go out and see how chocolate is made in other parts of the Caribbean. They put my name down, and then I went to see how things are done in other countries. And so when I came back, now I realized what I need to do, what equipment I need, how to start, where to go, and how to do what. So I told my wife, listen, I will only need your hands to help me push.
I don't go to school. I go there in a school where there is no school. So I'm happy with making chocolate with him and do my cooking.
Now that we're older, the whole concept of how we look at life is a little more different. It is a little slower now. Certain things have changed, so we have to change with that change, but that change is a little more challenging for us because it's either we can do it or we can't do it, or we have to ask people to help us to do it. There are changes, yes, that has happened in the life that we live that we have now improved from. Like, for example, if we could not plant what we plant on the farm, now we can go ahead and buy it because we have a little bit of economic stability. I still love my farming, I do, but I don't do it as intense now. You don't want to get old, right? Being an old person, I think the best thing is you have lived your life, and the memories that stays with you is what makes you a better person down the road.
Was my
last little bit of paint?
Paint? How can that be a problem? We got you.
You have the exact color?
Definitely.
Attention DIY enthusiasts and professional builders. It's Builders Hardware's Mega Sale, starting October 16th and running through to December 30th. During our Mega Sale, you can enjoy up to 30% off items in our store. Looking to freshen up your home? Then enjoy 20% off on all paints, wood stains, and accessories. But that's not all. You get a whopping 25% discount on all other items in our store and a massive 30% off selected items. At Builders Hardware, we believe our customers are awesome. And that's why we're committed to providing top-notch service and the highest quality products. So whether you're a seasoned pro or a DIY beginner, we are waiting for you. Builders Hardware Mega Sale from October 16th until the end of the year.
Good morning. Thank you for calling me. This is during the inspection first. Once the inspection passes, we do the connection for you.
Our teams at BEL continue to serve you.
Climate change in recent years has become a factor contributing to the rise in natural disasters in Belize, leading to displacement of families and poverty. Belize has many positive initiatives to become a climate-resilient country.
The mandate of the Climate Finance Unit is to mobilize resources for adaptation and mitigation of projects.
The integrated flood management in the upper region of the Belize River watershed. The aim of this project is to conduct feasibility studies to identify the flood and the effects of climate change that it has had in the surrounding areas of San Ignacio and Santa Elena towns.
Climate change adaptation is also seen through traditional agricultural practices. Let's all work together towards climate adaptation, mitigation, and resilience. A message from the Climate Finance Unit.
Ignite the innovator in you with Dell. Cellular World is an authorized partner for Dell Technologies. Whether you're looking for equipment for personal use or to transform your business, Dell Technologies can provide you with the right equipment to suit your needs. Dell is more than just desktop computers and laptops. The full line also includes monitors, data storage solutions, keyboards, docking stations, and other accessories. This is technology that makes it possible and provides solutions for every situation. Shop for your Dell products at Cellular World, your #1 Dell authorized partner in Belize, and get all the technology you want for less. Bring your brightest ideas to life with intelligent technology. Cellular World, authorized Dell partner.
What does family mean to you? Form a strong bond with your family.
Hey sis, how is friends?
Always remember, they may not be in the same place.
Coffee and friends, huh?
Make the time you spend together fun and memorable.
No.
Ignore the petty differences.
So say you're sorry.
Love them while you still can. Life can be short.
Look! I did it!
You can be the glue that keeps them together.
You did a great job, Clemson.
Family. Meaningful always.
Design Depot, your all-in-one destination for transforming your living spaces. Explore the world of GE with our selection of cutting-edge appliances for functional, convenient, and modern living. Find solutions for every paint project, from home to industrial, with our extensive selection of Sherwin-Williams paints and coatings. Safeguard your home with the durability of our weather-resistant windows and doors. Elevate your kitchen and bath with the timeless elegance of Kohler sinks and faucets. Transform your space with our constantly refreshed tile inventory, always embracing the latest tile trends. Design Depot, your source for innovation, inspiration, and impeccable design. Design Depot, all in one place.
Babe, have you seen the advisory that NEMA just posted? There's going to be a storm.
Storm? It's not a storm. That's just a little rain. We'll be all right.
Thank goodness that was only a simulation. But what if it wasn't? Consider this. You've worked hard building your future, your family, your business, your home. RFNG Insurance has policy options that can protect your most valued assets so that you can focus on what matters most. Include RFNG Insurance in your hurricane prep. Remember, it pays to get it right with RFNG Insurance, a Road Group company.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benque Viejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway, from Roaring Creek to Esperanza, has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
Time to wake up. Time to prepare for the day. Time to learn. Time to make a difference. Time to look after yourself. Time to see your healthcare provider. Don't let cervical cancer stop you from unleashing your potential. Now is the time to get vaccinated. Now is the time to get screened. Now is the time to end cervical cancer. For more information, visit us at www.paho.org/endcervicalcancer.
Or a fugitive in our community? You can submit a tip anonymously with your smartphone. Using this program in safeguarding our community also protects your identity, keeping you out of the court system, and could earn you a cash reward. Here is how it works. Download the free P3 Tips app from the Apple Store or Android Market. P3 is the provider of our secure anonymous tip collecting software. Open the app and create a PIN, but be sure to remember that number, then select your location. Next, select the type of crime. When submitting a tip, be as specific as possible. If you have a picture, video, or audio that will help officers, you can upload them from your phone. Information leading to an arrest can earn you a cash reward of up to $1,000. Once your tip is submitted, you'll be given a tip ID and password. Check back if your tip leads to an arrest. You'll be told how much you were rewarded and how to anonymously collect your cash.
Welcome back and thank you for joining us. We are having our first conversation for the morning, and we want to apologize for the technical difficulties we were experiencing. We are currently online with Dr. Dorian Barrow, and he is the Dean and Faculty of the Dean of Faculty of Education over at Galen University. He's joining us via Zoom, and we are also hearing him via phone, so that may be one of the reasons why you would hear a bit of feedback this morning. But good morning, Dr. Dorian, and thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you very much, Sabrina. Thank you very much for having me. Sani, it is always a pleasure for Galen to be on Channel 5. Galen University, as you know, is a small private university in Belize. We don't only offer programs in arts and science and technology and in business and in education, but we're also required to do research. We're required to provide service to the community. And one of the things that our research director, Dr. Roberto Penados, have done is to organize a Galen Research series where every 2 weeks in the regular semester, we have a presentation by one of our academics in the university. This week is my turn to present on a piece of research that I've been doing for quite a number of years now, actually, where I'm monitoring the whole issue of the East Indians of Belize. East Indians of Belize. It's the East Indians, as you know, of Belize is a small ethnic group, right? It only makes up overall about 3% of the population, total population. But what you have is you have concentrations of East Indians in 3 parts of the country. Now, East Indians are in every nook and cranny of Belize, but the concentrations are in 3 parts of Belize, of the country.
Right.
There's a concentration in the south, right? There is a concentration in Belize City, and you will remember the Wolf Harbors Road used to be East Indian territory.
I was waiting for you to go there.
There's a concentration in the north, particularly in villages like San Antonio. As a matter of fact, we have a village in the north that is called Calcutta, name of the East Indians. So you have these 3 clusters of East Indians that are in Belize, and although nationally they only form 3% of the population, when you look at their relative significance locally, like in the south, they constitute 11%, 11.7% of the population. In the Belize district, in Belize City, they would only constitute 3.6%, but in the north, it's almost 7%. So in the south and the north of the country, there is sufficient numbers for them to be considered a very, very serious ethnic group, a very, very serious ethnic group. And so this study is about looking at the extent to which these 3 groups have retained their Indianness. Their Indianness. How, for example, do they relate to East Indians in the country, right? You have East Indians in the south, East Indians in the center of the country, East Indians in the north. Do they communicate? And if so, what is the nature of that communication? Do they participate in Indian festivals that they used to do before they came to this country? The East Indians of Belize came to Belize. The first load of them a shipload of them came to Belize from Jamaica in 1859. 1859, about 1,000 of them, and they were sent to these 3 different locations. And so the study is about how they have been creolized, they have been integrated into the larger ethnic group, right? And what are they doing about it, right? What are they doing about it? There has been 2 basic forces pulling them in 2 different directions. There is this force for them to be absorbed in the larger population, in the larger ethnic group population. All right? And there is this other force pulling them, a force of emancipation, where they are recognizing that this creolization is a negative thing for them, and where they are resisting it. They're coming up with strategies of resistance, they're coming up with strategies of education. And so this study looks at how these 3 groups are coping with these 2 major processes of creolization and emancipation, and what it is doing to them. And 2 of the main things that it's doing to them, one of them has to do with disconnectedness. It is disconnecting a lot of them from their East Indian cultural and ethnic moorings. They've lost their language, they've lost their religion, and some of them even have difficulty finding partners. You know, it's when I surveyed the people in Belize City, for example, it was difficult to find an East Indian man that was married to an East Indian woman, right? That was the level of creolization that had happened in Belize City. It is not as extensive in the south and in the north. And that is what this presentation is going to be about. It's a quantitative and a qualitative study. It's a mixed method study. So there are some themes that develop qualitatively, and then we try to validate those themes from a quantitative survey. The presentation is going to be at Galen this morning at 10:30, from 10:30 to 11:30. And for those of you who can make it to Galen, to a Central Farm campus, then you can join us live, because it's going to be streamed on the Galen Facebook page.
Right.
Okay, Dr. Barrow, I have a couple of questions for you here, right?
Yes,
from
sir.
the research that you've done, let's zero in on the significance of the East Indian population in Belize City, more specifically on Farbers Road. You alluded to that earlier. It's always been, for me, an area of interest, because growing up in Belize City, we know that, yes, that stretch of road is primarily inhabited by persons of East Indian descent. But how did that come to be from your research?
Essentially, what happened when the East Indians were the portion, the original portion that came to the country that was allocated to the Belize district, they worked essentially as domestics, or they worked in the waterfront area, right? And essentially they were not very integrated into the Creole elite society. So Farbers Road at that time was the outskirts of Belize City, right? Outskirts of what was then Belize town, right? So basically,
essentially, they were relegated. They were relegated to that location.
No. One of the things was that they ended up acquiring these lands, right? A lot of the lands in Farbers Road, a lot of the lands along the George Price Highway, all the way to mile 8, 9, 10, 12, there were basically East Indian lands. It has subsequently been sold to other developers at the country. So that has been one of the reasons where where they were concentrated, where they ended up concentrating, sort of out of town, on the periphery of town. If you notice that it's the same pattern in the south, right? They don't. The concentration of the East Indians in the south is not in Punta Gorda town.
You're talking Cattle Landing, Forest Home.
But it's in communities outside on the periphery of the town, like at Cattle Landing, at Forest Home, at Mafrodai.
Mafrodai, exactly.
And in Corozal, it's the same thing. The concentration is not in Corozal town, right? It's in places like Calcutta. It's in places like San Antonio, that kind of.
So is this the result of perhaps social acceptance, so to speak, if we did not fully integrate them or recognize them as part of our Belizean society at that point in time?
Yes, it is a part of the whole. It is a part of what happens when you have different ethnic groups come together, right? And there is the fight, the initial fight for the ethnic group to retain its identity, especially in the case of the East Indians, because they came here as indentured workers.
Yeah.
They were basically free people. Unlike, let's say, the African slaves who had to be integrated in the way how the master wanted them to be integrated. So they fought, they did their best to try and do things that would ensure that they are able to maintain their basic cultural practices, how they dress, the food that they eat, their partners, being able to select a partner, and this kind of stratification was a result of them trying to do that, and in a way to avoid the powerful political, economic, and intercultural force of creolization, right? Creolization. There is always that tendency where the major group want to assimilate them.
Fair enough. Dr. Barrow, let's look at it from perhaps a slightly broader perspective. When you look at three distinct ethnicities in Belize, you're looking at, for instance, the Creoles, you're looking at the Garifuna, and you're looking at the East Indians, right? So the East Indians were...
Don't forget the Mayas.
Yes, yes, I know, but I'm limiting it to only three, to ask you a particular question here. So...
Well, the reason why I mentioned the Mayas is that in the south, right, and one of the implications of this study, and I didn't know this, is that in the south there is tension between the East Indian community and the Mayan community.
Yes.
But ask your question.
Okay, so here we go. So you have three ethnicities: Creole, Garifuna, East Indian. So the East Indians came as a result of indentureship. The Creoles are the descendants of the slaves who were brought to Belize, and the Garifuna were essentially free when they arrived on the shores of Belize in 1830s or what have you, right? So the point that I'm making here is that if you look at the element of cultural preservation, for instance, I would want to think that the East Indians would have, practiced Hinduism, correct? But we don't really see that much if we're looking at certain parts of the country, including Corozal and Toledo. It's the same way where we look at the Creole culture, where they're trying now to be able to preserve what's left of their cultural identity. Would you agree to such an observation?
Yes, I think it's a very significant observation, right? And it's one of the points that I make in the presentation. There are only you see the East Indians that came to Belize. They were religion from the religion perspective. They were Hindus and Muslims, right? And one of the things that I found really alarming was that of the population that we looked at, and we looked at 300 or so East Indians from these three regions, only 1%, only 3 out of those 300 East Indians were Hindus. Only 3.
Wow.
Right? And there were about 16 or 6% that were Muslims. All the rest, they have become predominantly Christian, Roman Catholic, Anglican, Methodist. They have given up, or it has been, according to their relation of the story, their religion have been taken away from them.
Yeah.
Right? And now we have a group, educated, people like Dr. Albert Williams, people like Ms. Sylvia Flores, who are trying, right, to foster this whole spirit of emancipation and really dealing and front on with some of these oppressive forces, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Barrow, having spent so many years gathering the findings of your research and now being able to present this today at the university, what do you hope to be one of the main takeaways from this presentation as it relates to East Indians preserving their identities and beliefs?
Well, the major thing for me is the invisibility of the East Indians, right? Even though we have a plural society or a pluralistic society in Belize, right? And the East Indians constitute 3% of the national population, right? The East Indians have made very significant contributions to the development of Belize. For example, our very first Chief Justice, right, George Singh, was an East Indian, right?
Yeah.
We have in the transportation industry, you have the James
James Williams,
right?
Yeah.
Is an East Indian entrepreneur so they have made contributions in all sectors, including agriculture. At one point in the history of this country, Big Falls was the rice-producing center of the country.
Yeah.
And it was basically coming from East Indian farmers. East Indian farmers. So my takeaway, or what I would want people to walk away from this presentation from, is asking themselves, well, what can we do to ensure that the East Indians of Belize do not further lose their cultural and ethnic identity? Because their contributions in the past and currently is significant and it needs to be celebrated, right? And because of the possibilities of their link to places like India, right, which is their homeland. India is, a lot of people treat India as a second-rate country. India is one of the biggest economies in the world, right?
It's one of the most populous countries in the world as well.
And the technology development, especially in things like AI, and those kinds of technologies are coming out of India. So connections, ethnic connections with that can further enhance the development of Belize.
So my final...
yes.
My final question to you, Dr. Barrow, is that, so again, we're looking at, in essence, cultural preservation, right? So you have to have a community of people who band together, who are of like minds in terms of being able to hold fast to their traditions, their customs and beliefs and what have you. So we have a National Creole Council that looks after these particular matters with respect to that ethnicity. We have a National Garifuna Council that looks after our own concerns where that is where that comes to play. But is there in your research perhaps an active group that represents the interests of the East Indian community across the country?
Well, that is one of the problems. We do have East Indian councils, right? There are 3 of them.
Okay.
Right? There is an East Indian Council that's in the south. There is one in Belize, in the Belize district, primarily in Belize City, an East Indian Council, and there is an East Indian Council in the north, right?
Yeah.
They're being supported in a very marginal way by niche, right? But to a large extent, on their own in terms of their efforts at cultural preservation.
Right.
One of their biggest problems is with inter-council communication. Inter-council communication. The council in the north is not in any structural way connected to the one in the center, in the east, and the one in the south, right?
Yeah.
So there is not a national East Indian Council, which I think is absolutely necessary if they're going to be making the kind of progress that they want to make on this front. In the same way that we have a national Garifuna Council, there needs to be a national East Indian Council, right, that is supported by the state and that is supported by other communities, especially those the new, what they call the new East Indians, you know, the Indian stores, the new immigrants, right?
Yeah.
They are East Indians too, as part of the East Indian the wider East Indian diaspora, but the relationship that they have with the local East Indians is very, very minimal.
Minimal, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Very, 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 very minimal.
Well,
they hardly support them. So that is my hope. For there to be a national East Indian organization that is recognized by all the parties to advance a clear agenda of cultural preservation of the East Indian community in Belize.
Dr. Barrow, we want to say thank you so much for joining us and sharing some of the findings of your research. We definitely appreciated the information and the conversation with you this morning. We are a bit short for time, so we will be closing the conversation as of now. Again, we want to say thank you so much for joining us, and we want to also remind our viewers that the presentation will be at the Galen University of this morning, correct?
This morning at 10:30 at the Central Farm campus, or they can join us on our Facebook Galen page, because it's going to be streamed on live online.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Dr. Barrow. Again, do have a good one, and good luck on your presentation as well.
Well, thank you very, very, very much for having me, and have a good day, both of you.
All righty. All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, it's all about the Radisson Pop-Up Fair. Find out after we come back.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
National Health Insurance is a government-funded program which purchases health services for the people, enabling Belizeans to access primary health care, screening and treatment of chronic diseases, laboratory tests, imaging, ophthalmology services, and quality medication at a fraction of the cost. Today, Belizeans are benefiting from a dynamic public and private sector partnership which has seen NHI expand and grow in terms of available facilities, persons served, and services offered. Currently, there are 4 NHI clinics in Corozal, with 2 additional satellite facilities serving Libertad and Cristo Rey. In Belize City, there are 5 NHI facilities, with 1, the Mercy Clinic, catering specifically to the elderly. And in southern Belize, there are 4 NHI facilities, 1 in Dangriga, 1 in Independence, 1 in Punta Gorda, and 1 in San Antonio, all with satellite clinics to ensure the provision of NHI services in rural communities. In July, NHI will expand to the Orange Walk district, bringing the same quality of service and access to care that Belizeans have come to expect from our national insurance providers. At NHI, we are here to serve you. Register to become a valued member of our NHI family today. For more information, visit our website at www.nhi.bz or send us a message via our National Health Insurance Facebook page.
What the freak is happening at Cellular World? Get unbelievable low prices on your favorite tech gadgets only when shopping at Cellular World during our What the Freak sale. Scare the high prices away when you get Android phones for as low as $135. Samsung phone starts for only $295. 4G LTE tablets for only $159. TVs start at only $499. Speakers, headphones, earbuds, smartwatches, and so much more. Shop smart and secure your 1-year warranty only when you shop for your Samsung phones, tablets, Galaxy Buds, and watches from authorized Samsung resellers. Plus, browse the web with the right LTE bands that work with the major local carrier networks in Belize and enjoy full access to your Samsung authorized service center. Visit us in Belize City, Belmopan, or San Pedro, or via our virtual store on Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp at 615-5141. That is 615-5141.
Get ready, babe. We're going on a vacation.
Finally, where are we going?
Don't worry, babe. I have we covered.
Are you sure you know where we're going?
Yes, babe. Oh, right there, see? Babe, the price me too good to be true. Me look much more better in that picture.
When life throws you a curveball, Belize Bank has your back. With our online financing, you can turn any vacation mishap into a dream getaway.
Cheers to Belize Bank for making our dream vacation a reality.
Thanks to you, babes, to turn things around.
No thanks to you, cheapo.
Ouch.
Experience the future of financing with Belize Bank Online, where you can secure funds for anything, from anywhere, at any time, all without stepping foot in a bank. Apply for a loan today and unlock a world of possibilities.
And welcome back for our second segment. This morning, we have been joined by our friends from the Radisson. We have with us Sherilyn Williams. She's the Sales and Marketing Director. Good morning.
Good morning.
And she is joined by Clarice Ramirez, also a Sales and Marketing Executive at the Radisson.
Good morning, ladies.
We're talking about a pop-up fair that's upcoming.
Yes.
What do we need to know as customers and as fans and of persons who appreciate the work that the Radisson is doing?
Awesome, thank you. Thank you guys for having us. The pop-up festival pretty much speaks for itself. It's a twofold segment. It really primarily focuses on the vendors, the local entrepreneurs, the products that we kind of want to hone into the hospitality industry.
Yes.
And then twofold, meaning that we're encouraging our Belizean corporates, our Belizean families, and even our leisurely guests to filter through and explore some of the products that we have, that we will be having. It's on October 28th. This weekend, we're just pretty much keeping fingers crossed that we have favorable weather, but we have a pretty good lineup of support with our vendors right now.
How did the concept come to be?
Okay.
And why a pop-up festival?
Right. Well, we know that pop-up is a thing that vendors pretty much move around to kind of shift their featured products and bring it to you. One of the highlights with the Radisson is that we've always fostered an environment where we have pretty much 90% of our Belizean population staff. And so we wanted to share that balance with vendors in our gift shops, not just at the Radisson, but pretty much countrywide. We do share sometimes as hoteliers where our products may not always be 100% authentic Belizean products. And so we wanted to kind of open that opportunity for our vendors and have them come in and say, hey, this is what we have. We traffic, our hotel, is trafficked by roughly about 60–70% business corporates.
Okay.
And roughly about 30% they're about leisure travelers. And so these business corporate, they're pretty much shopping around for these type of products. So this is where we decided, you know what, a pop-up festival would be a great opportunity to make inroads for them.
And I know that Le Petit has always been a part of the Radisson brand as well, and it has recently gone through a rebranding of sorts. Let's talk about that.
Yes. The Le Petit, we've decided to preserve that culture, the Le Petit culture, but we wanted to give it a fair share of a rebranding, bringing contemporary. As you know, we are the highlight buzzing through our hot Johnny cakes or coffee, and everyone was a little bit nervous. Croissants. Everyone was a little bit nervous. Hey, what is the Radisson thinking when they shifted gears on us? And so we do have a temporary station for Le Petit that has been operational for the past year, while the main building has been experiencing renovations. And it's not soft renovations, it's major renovations. And so we thought that now might be an ideal time to start bringing out what to expect. And so of course you can see some of the products that we've brought over for you guys would be just the scratch off the surface with what we have. Yeah.
Nice.
I want to touch on a little bit further the need to incorporate local vendors in the pop-up festival that you guys will be having, because when we think about the Radisson Fort George, we think that this is a hotel that can stand on its own. So why do you need to include local vendors in your feature as well?
Yes. We've always nurtured the atmosphere that we are a global branded hotel. We are connected with a major franchise and now the Choice Hotel. And so we have discovered over the years that our travelers, they're sifting out products that are recommended for the safe actions of the earth, the reef safe products. And so we thought to ourselves, why not give our guests exactly what they're looking for through our vendors? And of course our vendors will speak for themselves on October 28th when our in-house guests, our traffic would definitely explore those.
So let's talk a bit about the fair. What can we expect on October 28th?
Well, we're gonna have different businesses, such well-known businesses such as Kaja Expressions, Crafty Hands, Hey Abs, Cultural Apparel. So they're gonna be coming together right at the garden area at Radisson. It's going to be at 11 a.m. until 4 p.m.
Okay.
I presume you'll have some kind of musical entertainment as well.
Yes, we are.
Because you can't think of the courtyard and not think of some kind of music in the background, right?
Yeah, so we're gonna have DJ present, as well as free face painting for the kids.
Very nice. All right. So it's a family event as well.
It is a family event. And of course, as I had mentioned, we have roughly about 24 vendors that would be participating in the event. It's not only a grab and go type of event. It's really an interactive event that we hope to have businesses from around the city, and if you're trafficking and traveling through and transiting through Belize City, you can stop in and support these vendors. These vendors need our support in reach. And we're looking forward to seeing what the success will be, because we're certain it will be successful.
Yeah. Well, I see that you guys brought some treats for us, and I imagine this would be from the Le Petit area as well. So let's talk about some of the added products or foods that has been added to the menu.
Good point. I wanted to first mention that we're not, because everyone was nervous about, oh my goodness, will we completely out with the old and in with the new? So no, the answer is no. We want to preserve our hot Johnny cake still, croissant. So definitely those items will be consistently available at the new Le Petit, but we're trying to elevate the sweets, and we also want to point out some of the healthier aspects of desserting. And so we want Le Petit to be known and recognized as a primary desserting, healthy desserting option as well.
All right, and I noticed that we also have a healthy bite there as well. Can you tell us about that, because it looks quite unique?
Yes, so Clarice?
That one
we're talking
is
about
the vegan pie. Yes.
Also, you have vegan options as well.
Yes, the vegetable pie. Yes. And in the middle there is the Argentinian alfajores. It's a cookie sandwich. Wow. So it's made out of cornstarch, and inside it has the candy milk where you have to boil it to get to a consistency.
Like a caramel, like
like a caramel, yes. And the last one is a green tea cookie.
Green tea cookie. Yeah. I love that. And over there on this side we have, what do we have over there?
And over here we have some layers of interesting sugars. So our chef wanted us to be very careful with how we put these out. So I want to be
correct. You have to,
yeah. So for the most part, over in the end, it's a traditional dark chocolate brownie topped with a layered of cream cheese filling on the top. And so this is something that you wouldn't typically find at the Le Petit in the past. The honey and nut bite, it's already straightforward. It's a filled layered flour based with honey and nuts, and then of course the two sandwiches on the end are also filled with either cream or as
the caramel filling.
The caramel filling.
So these are just some of the items that you can purchase, some of the added items to the menu that you can purchase at Le Petit. As you mentioned, it is currently under a very extreme renovation, so we will be looking at, I imagine, a new space very soon. But we can currently purchase these items, correct?
These items will be available case by case at the current Le Petit.
Okay.
But of course, when we launch officially sometime later this year, that will be announced. Then of course it will be daily available at our
wonderful. And I'm sure many items like this and more we will be able to try at the festival on October 28th as well.
We gotta look at it as an expanded offering as opposed to, you know, a total shift from what has been the tradition.
And I like that idea, and that's definitely the route that we're taking right now.
Alrighty. Well, I'm not sure if you have any sponsors for this event, but if you do, you can use this opportunity to mention. If not, you can simply remind our viewers of the vendors that will be there on October 28th.
Well, for sponsoring, we do have support, but we do want to use this platform to support and mention our vendors that will be there. And so, of course, we do have Deb's Trinkets, Hello Body Belize, The Notebook Shop, Crafty Hands, Candles by Kay, The Hidden Gem, Culture Apparel, Lord Designs, Farah Feminine Fashion. We also have DML Foxtail Bamboo Straws, Zest Handcrafted, Kaj
Expressions, Marie Sharp will be there as well. Beauty Pouches, Oilala, Hey Abs, Thirsty Jaguar, Winesmith, and Churro King, and NR Designs.
Wonderful. And we're pretty close to October 28th, so I imagine it's a little bit too late to book a space if you are a vendor and you'd like to.
We're all sold out.
But we're hoping that this will be something that you guys will be having annually and maybe even expanding the number of vendors available as well. Well, good luck to you guys. We certainly appreciated the opportunity to share with us your new products.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
looking forward to trying at least one of them. And good luck at the festival as well.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having us
I just
here.
want to mention that the entrance is free for the public.
Alrighty, perfect. Well, we are going to take another break, and when we come back, we will be joined by a new artist, Isani.
Sam Habet.
Yes, find out more after the break.
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "A man that hath friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother." Friends, what a wonderful word. A great man was once asked what the secret to his success was, and he replied, "I had a friend." My wife and I have reared 4 children. We were blessed with a nurse, a preacher, a teacher, and a lawyer. As we sought to give guidance to them, I would often say, 2 of the greatest assets you will ever possess will be friends and a good credit rating. With these 2 things, one can endure life's greatest difficulties. This is so beautifully illustrated in the film, It's a Wonderful Life. Mr. Potter, the banker, had money but used it as a club. He took advantage of an accident to bring George Bailey to the point of despair and suicide. But it is prevented by the intervention of an angel. The most moving moment comes when his friends in town join together to relieve his financial emergency and express their gratitude for George Bailey. Mr. Potter, frustrated and hated, is left alone with his money. The moral of the story is nobody is ever poor when he has friends. Friends are forever, and that is why the Bible says that Jesus is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. He wants to be your friend today. Why not open the door and invite him in? Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
This spot is dedicated to the parents who haven't slept for 5 nights. Inhale and exhale. Because in between chaos and peace, there is Nutribomb Infant Cereal, enriched with all the nutrients your baby needs for healthy growth, making your baby's first food of choice a moment of happiness for him and calmness for you. Nutribomb Infant Cereal, moments that nourish. Find all 6 flavors at the best price in a supermarket near you.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
Do you own a car or motorcycle and need an extra income but don't have the time to commit to a second job? Midriver is your solution, as you can work anytime and anywhere. Download the Midriver Driver app from Play Store or App Store, the Black app, and fill out the application or WhatsApp pictures to 615-5678 or 615-2250. Provide Midriver with pictures of your driver's license, social security or passport, insurance sticker, license sticker, title, profile picture of you, police record or the receipt, front of vehicle, rear of vehicle, left side exterior, right side exterior, picture of passenger seat interior, picture of rear seat interior, vaccination card, and email address. The list might look long, but you have all of these already. Just the police left for you to get. When your registration is complete and approved, all you have to do, turn up online. When a job comes in, swipe right. Tap Arriving. This allows the customer to track your GPS progress. Tap Navigate. Google Maps will open to give you directions. Press Arrive. customer gets notified that you are outside. When customer enters car, swipe right to start ride. MidDriver app charges by time and distance. That guarantees you to earn an income. When you reach destination and end the ride, the app will tell you and the customer the total cost of the ride. MidDriver only takes 15%, so 85% of the income is all yours. Don't forget to get that police record receipt, and you can be on your way to making extra money with the help of MidDriver.
Every project has to start somewhere, and Brothers Habet's got you covered. We're the place for professionals because we understand success is built on quality and reliability. For the do-it-yourselfers seeking quality tools and materials to bring their out-of-the-box ideas to life, our paint department offers a kaleidoscope of hues to those looking to express their unique style. And for those seeking the perfect touch of elegance for their homes, we offer a curated collection of household fixtures and furnishings that caters to every taste. But what sets Brothers Habet apart is our exceptional customer service. Our employees go above and beyond to ensure that every customer's needs are met. We're here to see you through your building journey. Visit Brothers Habet and get started today. Or call or WhatsApp us for a quote. See you soon!
Are having our third conversation of the morning, and it's all about National Artist Day. We are joined by Samir Habet, and he is an artist, a young artist that came by to show us some of his stunning work, to say the least. Good morning, Samir, and thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for also bringing some of your works here with you to show us firsthand what you create. Let's talk a bit about your journey as an artist.
Well, I started off in graphic design. I saw it on YouTube and I just kind of liked it, and it became a hobby, an obsession actually. And I don't know, I got kind of bored of it, so I started going into digital drawing, and now I'm painting.
Wow. And how long have you transitioned into painting? How long ago has that been?
A year and 3 months. A year and 3 months.
Wow.
My question for you, Sam, is your primary influence. Something or someone has to be the driving force. Kanye West.
Kanye West.
As controversial as he is.
As controversial.
Yeah, nice. What about Kanye West that brings you to this point of artistic expression?
Well, I think no doubt, like as controversial as he is, the fact that he is a creative genius isn't controversial. So he made his own lane in the music industry.
Right.
And it's just always about being yourself. Kanye West is always himself. And I think without that dark side of Kanye West, he wouldn't be as creative as he is. So it's just incorporating his entire personality into his creativity.
What's interesting, if we're discussing Kanye as perhaps your inspiration, is the fact that some of us would say that, in a sense, Kanye is not the old Kanye, right? When you look at the creative genius of such an individual, at least in the music space, because Kanye West is what we would describe as a multi-hyphenate, someone who excels in this case, music, in art, fashion, so on and so forth, right? But if you look at how Kanye West transitioned in music, some would say that the core of who he was in terms of artistic expression was in his younger days, right?
Yeah.
Like if you listen to College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, so on and so forth. But in art, if you're looking at visual art, some artists transition the same way, where perhaps you would argue that maybe a Picasso or a Warhol would have started off with one particular form, and then over time, they evolve into something else.
Yeah.
How do you see yourself in that context, in terms of either being or staying true to where you started off from versus evolving into something else down the road?
Well, the show, if everything goes right, there will be another art show in March, and it will be something different, not like this. So that's another step in a different direction. And like I said, even with the graphic design, and I went through with graphic design, just playing with images, into digital drawing, and then into this. So I don't really know how I will be maybe 5-10 years in the future, but
you're expected to evolve, right?
Yeah.
Because then some of your life experiences will sort of give you a canvas as to what you want to share with the world.
Definitely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk to us. Sorry. Talk to us about some of the pieces on display here, and perhaps what is the artistic or cultural significance of these individual pieces?
Well, when I look at the pieces, I kind of think of a big question mark. Because can I ask you guys what you guys think of maybe this one with the blue earring? Like, what would you guys say? What would you feel from that?
Oh, I love this. I feel, looking at this picture to me represents femininity. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Of course, there are many other things that you could gather from it, but yes, you go ahead.
So, I'm a music lover. The world knows this. I'm looking at this and I'm looking at Celine Dion. For some reason, it speaks to me in that light. She has that elegance and that form, so to speak. That's just on the image, right? On the surface, I'm sorry. But the image radiates a certain warmth on the colors alone. When you look at those soft colors, to me, if you walk into a room and you see that hung up on a wall, there's a certain energy that comes off of it. That's how I look at this particular image.
Do you paint what you feel?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. I say my inspiration is drawn from life, I guess.
Okay.
And like I was saying, with this, I see maybe somebody being betrayed or stabbed in the back. And there's like scars that serve as reminders. But my thing with the art is that everyone sees it differently. Like you guys have your different views of it.
He sounds Celine Dion.
So the eye of the beholder, just like beauty, right?
There's your subjective opinion and then the experiences that you've been through. So there's not really like, it doesn't hold a story. They're more like prompts to start a story.
Yeah.
So I see them as story prompts.
I want to talk about, I want to talk about the one on your left there, because we were having a conversation even before during the break, and I want you Isani, to say what you saw what you think it represents when you saw it.
Well, I wasn't looking at necessarily what it represents, to be honest with you.
Okay.
When I look at the colors that you choose up top, it reminds me of the work of Jean-Michel Basquiat, where he's also using those colors when he was painting in the early 80s, when he was with Warhol and all of these other guys in that Renaissance period of art, right? That's the first thing that struck out to me, was the color scheme up top, right? At the bottom, you transition to 3 primary colors: black, gray, and white. That to me represents sort of like a gloom, so to speak. So there's a contrast between the variety of colors at the top and of course the 3 that you have at the lower part of the portrait. Yeah, that's how I look at it.
And I want to know your perspective of this particular piece. What did it mean to you?
Well, the first person that really inspired me to do art was Jean-Michel Basquiat. So you are right with the color schemes.
I'm there, brother. I'm there.
And then it was supposed to like be a mix between maybe realism with that abstract Jean-Michel style.
Yeah.
And it was just somebody thinking, I guess, this represents the mind and maybe the clusters that the everyday life brings.
Yeah, because when I saw it, I thought, that's for sure anxiety. Yeah. That's for sure.
Here's for the funny part, right? When I look at this one, I look at a stylized Lindsay Lohan as the Mona Lisa. What do you see? What were you thinking when you put together this one?
It was just like a gaze.
Yeah.
Like gazing
Yeah.
into the distance.
I see so much depth in that particular painting because it looks sort of melancholy, but it also looks like a deep gaze, as you mentioned. But my question, and I guess it's something that you do on similar pieces as well. There's kind of a on the far side, a different piece as well. Could you talk to us about that?
Well, it's just another window of life. Maybe, well, this was a runoff of another painting.
Okay.
So you would need to see the other painting.
Okay.
Nice.
But they're just little pictures inside of a picture. I like the aesthetic detail.
Yeah.
Some of them don't really have any significance. It just looks cool.
Yeah, okay.
I like this particular one. As I saw it outside, I knew it was Kanye West. I did not know that he was your inspiration, but as I saw it, I automatically knew that because when you look at
Let me see
his
if I can get him
stage
out.
performances, right? And the fact that he gives it his all in terms of delivering music and at that stadium level, this picture embodies that. As you look at it, this is at the end of the concert when he's given
Everyone
everything.
shouting.
Yes. Talk to us a bit about this one.
Well, this is from a picture, and a pretty identical picture. And as I saw it, I had to paint it.
Yeah.
Because I guess it just spoke to me.
Yeah.
And then it's just, I guess, kneeling down and giving up your worries. That's what I see in it. Just giving it all up and feeling everything.
This, for me, I'm looking at either Watch the Throne, but that would have been with Jay-Z. I'm also looking at his Yeezus period. Like this, maybe it's more Yeezus than it is Watch the Throne, right?
But to me, it was Donda. Actually.
Yeah, I was
His
thinking
new album,
Donda.
It
I was
Donda.
actually thinking Donda.
Yeah.
And see, that's the beauty of it because, like I said, there are transitions or evolutions through music or in any form of artistic expression, really, right? So when you look at where Kanye West has been in terms of all the various changes, so to speak, and you look at something like this, it could easily be interpreted for the latter part of his career as to where he is right now.
Yeah. This is absolutely wonderful, Samir. I want to ask you, how old are you? Because this is very mature work, and you look pretty young.
I'm 20 years old.
Wow.
Good.
Where do you envision yourself going in art?
Well, like I said, I have a show in March if everything goes as planned, and that's going to be a new era. I don't want to.
You don't have to give too much away.
But just stay tuned for March.
But I imagine this is something you hope to do for the long term, to be an exclusive artist.
What's your preferred medium of artistic expression? You have like photorealism, you have abstract, you have all of these other mediums, so to speak. What is your one?
I try to put realism at the focal point, and then as you span out, maybe put some abstract. So there's
a hybrid of both.
Yeah, there's a part of the painting that captures the attention, and then you move out, and then you see like different stuff that you didn't see before, and it's like, wow.
Do you do commissioned work?
Yeah, I do some commission work.
And these pieces that we have on display, are they available for purchasing?
All of them are available for purchasing.
Okay, wonderful. So you mentioned that you have an upcoming show in March, but will we be able to see any of these items on display anytime soon?
They will not be on display.
They will not be. So you saw it here first. If you like what you see, definitely reach out to Samir. How can persons reach out to you to purchase these and much more?
They're on Instagram at Base Studios.
Base Studios?
BASED.
Okay. On Instagram. And do you share a number if anyone would like to reach you via phone?
My number is 620-1991.
Okay, alrighty. Well, I certainly enjoyed viewing all of these pieces, and you have much
Excellent
more
work.
on your Instagram, as you mentioned. So good luck to you, and we can't wait to see what you showcase in March. what we assume would be an evolution again of your artistry. Thank you so much for joining us, and good luck as well.
Thank you.
Alrighty, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, it's all about the Super Sale anniversary of the Belize City Council. Don't go away.
My Social Security. Your direct online access to all your Social Security information. 360 view of all your Social Security information. Registration services, benefits, contributions, and employer services at your fingertips. Enjoy all the new features with your My Social Security account. Register with SSB. Submission of benefit claims. Submission of contribution statements. View contribution record. Enjoy all your My Social Security feature at ssbportal.org.bz. Social Security at your fingertips.
Do you know how to choose the best engine oil for your car? We believe the best engine oil should provide optimal performance and ultimate protection for longer. For Quartz engine oil, our engineers have formulated age resistance technology, also known as ART. It's a breakthrough innovation. The interaction between oil molecules is increased, creating a super-resistant molecular structure. So whatever the conditions, it helps to prevent the lubricant protective film from breaking. Any engine is exposed to harsh conditions. Extreme temperature and pressure, friction, sludge accumulation. The molecular structure of Quartz with ART stays strong to perfectly lubricate and protect engine parts in all conditions. And the results are outstanding. Protection against sludge buildup improved by 18%. Protection against mechanical wear improved by 74%. Thanks to Quartz with ART, save on maintenance and preserve your engine's power. So next time you wonder which engine oil to use, choose performance and protection that lasts longer. Quartz with age resistance technology. Keep your engine younger for longer.
Your life just got a lot less complicated with Belize Bank Contactless MasterCard Debit Card. Introducing our Standard Debit and MasterCard Platinum Debit Cards. Now you can make purchases anywhere MasterCard is accepted with one tap, pay and go. Your contactless card never has to leave your hands, especially in these times. And your card is embedded with multiple layers of security. Platinum card holders get to enjoy extra benefits like price protection, purchase protection, trip inconvenience, and luggage protection, just to name a few. Start enjoying a cashless lifestyle today with the Belize Bank.
With the steady increase in prices, it's hard to hold on to your hard-earned cash. Well, here at Benny's, prices are steadily falling, making it easier to stretch your dollars. Prices are slashed on electrical products, LED lights, plywood, and wheelbarrows. Yes, we have the cheapest in town. And with X massive season going on right now, get store-wide discounts on select products from now through the summer 31st. Visit a Benny's store near you today, where the prices just keep on falling. Benny's, quality and savings.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
And welcome back. Our fourth and final segment this morning is, of course, with our friends from the Belize City Council. They're here to talk to us about the Super Sale, an upcoming edition that is the anniversary of the Super Sales. We have been joined, first of all, in the center by Erin Garnett. She's a communication officer at the Belize City Council. And to her right is Frank Thompson, the revenue manager at the Citco. Good morning.
Good morning.
And to Erin's left is none other than Troy Smith, the valuation manager and the life of the conversation.
Asking for an hour segment.
Yes. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Well, you guys know I'm no stranger to the show.
Yes, you are part of Channel 5.
I'm here every month, basically. But this time I brought different kind of backup, and that's because this Saturday we are having our anniversary edition Super Sale on Albert Street. You guys know the Super Sale. We've been having it for so many years now. It's become a staple in the Belize City community. Something that people really look forward to. An opportunity to connect vendors and consumers.
Yeah.
But this is our anniversary edition, which means it's an opportunity to support and really celebrate the impact of the Super Sale and the growth of the Super Sale. And so when it's the anniversary, we always try to find something extremely special to do. We're doing multiple fun features this time, but one of those features is that we're participating in our own Super Sale by offering 20% off property tax outstanding arrears. This is why I brought my backup today, to give a bit more details about that specific features, and then we could get into other features of the Super Sale.
Let's start with the valuation manager, because it's difficult for me to grasp the idea that Troy is actually okay with giving 20%
Troy
off on
and
anything.
Frank, they worked it out for us. They worked it out.
Let's get you in the conversation here, Troy.
We look at the tax base and we realize we have a huge amount of outstanding. And I want to say this, we are not rewarding delinquency, we are trying to clean the system. Because those who pay earlier say, hey man, you only give me 15. So why get delinquency 20? It's not that. The real spirit of this weekend, Saturday, is to try to get the system up and running. There's a lot of accounts at Durban where there's no contact number, no email. We're moving to a new era of e-governance where we want to do everything online. And so downtown is tight, so you cannot find parking, and then now you have the parking meters, and people have concern on that. People prefer the free parking behind courthouse. But what we are doing, we are trying to ease the taxpayers by, you could pay online, there's many avenues to pay. And besides the 20% this weekend, every day we have this online payment, we have agreement, we got consent. So if you cannot pay the entire amount in one bulk, there is a provision or ease to come in and do an agreement or a payment plan, so as to minimize the weight of payment.
We had you on the show a couple months ago, Troy, talking exactly about this and the need to pay the taxes for your property. So let's refresh our viewers again on the impact and the effects of paying your taxes and what it does for the city.
Yeah, because the issue of the weight of tax versus service, and we find where many people love to complain that they're not getting the service that should be offered by the city council. However, the city council, they don't want profit margin organization. The tax run the council, and then by extension provide the essential services such as drain, maintenance of the streets, beautification, parks, and so. And what we are looking at the system where you have so much millions in arrears, you have one street they pay 5%, yet they want 100% service in a work so. And so you have to be a part of your development. You have to be a part of your city. If you want a beautiful city, then you have to put in your effort and your finance to make the city grow. And so we're looking at this and we see the challenges we have. We have several challenges why tax are not paid. One is the issue of absentee owners, where a lot of people just left the country and just leave the property abandoned. The next issue is estate. People die that we don't know who's the executor. And so there's a huge next issue of cancellation of lease. From government, where we already met with the Minister of Natural Resources to explain to him that when a property is cancelled, it affects the taxation process. Next issue is transfer of ownership, where people become the new owner and don't bring it into the council. We have a huge amount, and we already identified these challenges. We're working close with the Ministry of Natural Resources. We're working close with the court registry to look at the probates to get these type of who are the executor of the estate. We have our court that is working beautifully where people can go and do payment plan and a consent. And so we realize for the demands to provide the essential services, it must be based on a cash flow. All right? We're not into increase your tax because we want to make our profit. We want a fair play taxation, and so we ask the residents to come in and do your part. Because the city not run on water, you run on cash.
Well, here's the thing, right? If you look at certain municipal projects and undertakings that are being done as we speak, a lot of people are enjoying concrete streets right now because that's the ongoing project. But they may not know the intricacies of how certain things work, right? And so this is the opportunity for you guys to share with the public that for you to be able to enjoy that cement street, you need to do your part in terms of paying your taxes.
It's a partnership. It's a partnership.
And this is the reason why if we depend on the tax, there'll be less development. So what the council did was to float a bond, all right? And
but the bond needs to be paid.
There we go. But we put it into the infrastructure to give better access and better livelihood. But then you have to put back that investment that we made because there's interest on these things. And so it's important that people understand that you must do your part, you must play your part to develop your space.
Let's get Frank in on it from a revenue generation perspective.
Okay. Well, what we did, because like Mr. Smith said, most of what I came to say, but that's fine.
Still your thunder, but not a complaint.
No complaint. We work together. But we looked at our base and we looked at what was possible for us to offer and still have enough to maintain the deal's work and our obligations to the lenders, or creditors. So based on that, we came up with the 20%. We figured it was reasonable and very enticing for us to offer 1/5 off, 20%. You settle your taxes.
But here's the conflict, right?
Yes, sir.
And you'll forgive me. If I know I have, say for instance, $300 in arrears that I could pay to the city council on Saturday, but then I'm at an anniversary sale where, you know, maybe Mirage or Brody's or anybody else in the downtown space are also participating, then I have to figure out now
which one you want to give your money to.
What you see is
Christmas decor.
This is why we started to promote this a while ago, for budget and to prepare. And so we have been marketing and making sure residents know so they can come prepared. Stop by City Hall, pay your outstanding arrears, but also stop at Brody's, stop at Wood Arch, stop at all of these participating vendors and still have a good time. We have so many other things happening on this day. In addition to the property tax discount, we have a one-stop traffic service on the same day in celebration of the anniversary. So vehicle inspection, license renewal, it is end of month, so we want to provide that streamlined service. We have performances by Sweet Pea and Chico Ramos, amazing deals. I know stores like Hofius are giving up to 50% off on select items on this day. Always over 100 participating vendors. So there's a lot going on. We've expanded our kids zone as well. So like I always say, parents, still please stay with your child. It's not a babysitting service. We're providing everything for free, but please stay to monitor your children.
But not babysitting services.
This is the ultimate family-friendly event. We have so many families and people passing through the entire day, soft drinks, hard drinks. So there's a lot going on. And it's really celebrating the impact. And so we're trying to do our part to kind of give back wherever we can on this day to also participate.
Yes.
And then thinking of it, you can take the 20% that you have saved from us and use that.
Yeah, well, fair enough. All right, we can give and take on that.
I think, though, it's also important for you guys to hone in on the opportunity of these payment plans.
Yes.
So if you're not able to pay it in full, you can still coordinate a way to pay it partially.
Yes,
so let's
that.
just remind our viewers about that.
If you do not have the full payment, you can come into the council anytime. It doesn't have to be on Saturday. Anytime. And we can sit with you, go through your expenses and make a reasonable plan. Because what we don't want is that you make a plan and you just keep paying interest and the tax never goes down. So we will look at what is outstanding and try to make a reasonable plan that you can
One of
settle.
the things that we always try to push between residents and the council is open communication. I mean, sometimes people can feel intimidated, but the thing is, not paying on your account and we cannot find you, we're trying to call, we're trying to visit your business or property and we still cannot find you. It's very different from you coming in, telling us this is the situation, this is what I can pay now, and this could be your plan. You know, it's extremely different.
You know, as we are about to celebrate the Super Sale anniversary, what is the overall, I'd say, lesson we've learned of including small businesses in the development of the city, as you guys offered this space for them almost every month? I feel like we had you here. But what is the takeaway from the city council having events like these so frequently?
The takeaway for us, I would say, well, the main reason, the base of the Super Sale originally was that when Mayor Wagner came in 2018, we noticed that everybody was going to Chitamal every weekend, every single weekend. And so the basis was to keep everything local, shop local, support local. And what we have seen is that when you give these businesses spaces to market their products and to be and to engage with residents, more businesses pop up. New businesses pop up. And that is what we have really been seeing, and that is kind of one of the bases of what we do at the council. In addition to our mandate and the work that we do, we sponsor entrepreneurship, which is why we have our accelerator program. And so every Super Sale as well, we have people from our accelerator program and we provide space and tent and tables and chairs, and it's always new businesses. And so that is such a huge impact that we have seen.
For sure, because I remember on previous segments that you came, it's almost like you have so much vendors coming in, there's no space, but you're still saying, if you call, we'll find a space for you.
We find space. It's not like more traditional expo events that are really more strict. Our goal is to connect vendors and consumers and to give vendors, small vendors, that opportunity. So we would never turn back a vendor who wants the opportunity to participate. If we have to go down another street, if we have to stretch it down all the way down, we find a space for the vendors. And as usual, we have the food court with amazing local foods in Battlefield Park as always. Another fun feature is that we're using Albert Street and Regent Street this time. On Regent Street, we have DSC celebrating their 60th anniversary expo with small businesses that they have helped to start. And so that is going to be a huge aspect as well.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Gives us something to look forward to this week.
Yes, Saturday is going to be amazing. One thing I have to say, anniversary Super Sale this Saturday, Albert Street and Regent Street, but also the property tax discount 20% on arrears. It's one day only. It is only this Saturday. So you could come in and pay at City Hall from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or you could do online, and that's actually 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. on October 28th. So it is one day only. No excuses.
No excuses. 11:59 is sunny. But I mean, celebrating the anniversary, there's only one thing that we can look forward to, and is how is the city council going to make it bigger and better? Because you guys continuously raise the bar. So what can we expect for future pop-up sales?
Well, for this one specifically, what I did not mention, in addition to all of the new aspects for this specific sale, we also have an anniversary grand raffle with 6 prizes. And I have reviewed these prizes, and I have to say we're definitely going to be sharing it on our Facebook page and in the newspaper. I mean, but these are prizes. I'm telling you, one prize, it's like 10 elements from different businesses. The anniversary raffle is sponsored by participating businesses. So this is those businesses giving back, which I always come on these shows and I have to say the Super Sale would not be what it is without participation. I mean, it is the local businesses and entrepreneurs who really make it what it is. Going forward, I mean, you guys know we have our Super Sale night festivals. Nothing can beat exactly the same twice. The team at City Hall really challenge us each and every time. So, I mean, definitely more to come.
One of my questions has to do with City Hall being able to follow up on perhaps the longevity or staying power of some of the small businesses that pop up. Because while, yes, you have a new crop of young entrepreneurs popping up at these events, how long are they in it for, and what is the progress over time?
Well, based on our accelerator program, we started it, actually launched in about, I think, the summer of 2020 when COVID was really hitting, and we really wanted to assist some people who had lost their jobs and had specific talents and, you know, true skills to really do their own thing and be independent. And since then, I know our LED manager, she had shared that from the crop that she had done and the people that have been through the accelerator program, about 80% of those businesses are still functioning. And the accelerator program provides marketing assistance, financial literacy assistance, trade license assistance. And so I think it's really been working. 80% is a good amount.
Yeah, that's definitely a good amount. Well, guys, I am...
Which, let me before you go.
He's taking his time.
You use the word business, that's the trigger now. Because I want to announce that on the 14th of October, we have to generate the bills for trade license. We send it by email. We ask you to check your email, and you can pay that, again, incrementally. That due on before December 31st.
Yeah.
So you have enough time to plan. We talk about the Christmas treat. So your budget, all right? And so you can pay that incrementally. And we ask that you also return the documents that is in your email, sign and return. So we want you to be a part of that also to ensure beside the property discount, the trade license also due on or before December 31st.
Alrighty. Well, I was going to say if you have any last words.
He always has last words. December 31st, he always says.
But you said what? Before you wrap up.
But December 31st, that is so important. Control always tells me January 1st, start a new year, you'll have a 10% interest in your account.
Try avoid that.
Nobody wants that.
Try avoid that.
Well, guys, any last words?
On my end, it's just to ask residents, as always, to come out, support our local vendors. Saturday, Albert Street, Regent Street. The super sale, you know it, you love it, and we're here to stay.
Alrighty. And you, Mr. Thompson?
For me, I just encourage everyone to take advantage of the
20%
incentive, the 20%. And if not, come into the council and let us settle whatever taxes you have outstanding.
Alrighty. Well, guys, thank you so much.
That was my last word. Okay.
If you have one more, you can throw it in.
I just really want to reiterate that, again, property owners need to play their part and their role within your municipality to ensure you get the best out of it. Do your part, and we will do our part.
Yes, excellent. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We will be wrapping up right here on set. So we want to say thank you as well to all of our guests that joined us this morning, starting things off with Dr. Dorian Barrow talking to us about his research and the presentation that will be held at Galen University on the history of East Indians and preserving their identities here in Belize as well. And of course, in our second segment, the upcoming fair as well, pop-up fair by the Radisson. They will be also hosting small businesses the 28th of October. And in our third segment, we were able to feature an artist because today,
Sam Habet.
yes, because today is actually National Artists Day. So we were able to see some gorgeous pieces, and those were only some of what he does. And he has his social media page where you can have access to many more, including commissioned work if you are interested in as well. And lastly, of course, we can't forget our friends from the Belize City Council and their anniversary super sale that will be taking place this Saturday. Of course, take advantage of that 20% discount on your arrears for land taxes as well. Do your part so you can also develop the city. Thanks, guys, so much for joining us. And thank you to our viewers for sticking with us this morning. If you have any questions or concerns or even a birthday shout out, you can send us an email at oye@channel5belize.com. You can also catch us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ, as well as Instagram for behind the scenes contents at OYE Belize. Thanks so much for joining us. And please join us again tomorrow as you open your eyes
To start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your mind,
and your hearts open.
Have a great Wednesday. And stay dry.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.